Hey everyone, thank you very much for joining me on this video. It's a very exciting episode we're going to be taking a look at today. So we've got the usual markets that we're going to be taking a look at. So we're going to get stuck into that. I've also got some articles we're going to be taking a look at. So I've got something on silver, we've got something on gold, and of course something on Bitcoin. So we're going to take a look at that. And obviously, as the title says, we've got precious metals currently up, which is fantastic. And then of course we have crypto down. So I'm going to take a look at the charts and see where we go from there. I just want to thank all of you who enjoy watching the obviously all the charts I put up. I just want to thank you all for pretty much coming onto the channel, having a chat with everybody, and obviously watching and obviously listening. So again, thank you all very much for that. So we're going to get straight into it. So we're going to be looking at silver first, and then we'll be looking at gold, and then we'll have a look at platinum, palladium from there, and then we'll also look at cryptocurrency. So we got stacks and stuff. Let's jump into it. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, absolutely right. I hope how are you doing today, buddy? You well? Let me know you can hear me okay. Just give me a thumbs up, something like that. That'll be great. And we've got 2 listeners as well, so again, thank you for that. Current silver price, $15.18. It's currently up about 8 cents on the current price. So again, it's our 3rd straight day that silver has been in the green, which is fantastic. So it was given a bit of a boost in regards to that. So I'm going to go into an article that I came across. So we will look into that. Today's high was about 1526. According to this, let's have a look. Sorry, 1528 was the high for the day. So it's pulled back some, not by much though. So it wasn't looking too shabby, but it's not too bad at the minute. We got to celebrate these green milestones anyway. Sucker for Silver's just dropped in. He says, "Hey, Silver Army, nice day for metals so far." Absolutely, we're going to take a good look at all of the precious metals. Very well, sir. Sound right. So let's look at it. I've got my wedge I've put in place here. Well, what I'm doing with this particular wedge here is I'm marking out the lows and I'm marking out the highs. Then what we have is we have a wedge here forming. So what we tend to see is we'll either see it break up or break down once we have that desired sort of feedback, let's call it as such. So as we look here, you can look at this goes as far as the 25th of July. Now, obviously, the Fed's announcement is only going to be much later in the year, but I'm sure we'll probably get some hints as we got today in relation to that, so which will give precious metals some direction. So it is fighting back and wants to go up, and it does want to go up higher, but we're going to look into that. And then we've got gold currently at $1,410 an ounce. So it's $13. So it's broken through that 1,400 barrier. We're not looking too badly up here. You can tell here this is on the daily. Our high for today wasn't far off this, so let's check that out. So today's high was $1,413 an ounce. So again, it hasn't really pulled back much, maybe about $4. So let's, as we can see, we've got a nice strong candle. There has been some selling, so we've got a low price of $13.90. That was probably initially at the start of the day, and then as that news came through, which I'll show you the article shortly, it pushed the price up. So let's look at platinum. Is the next one. Also in the green, platinum is currently priced at $826 an ounce. Currently up $14.37, which is about 1.77%. The open, let's see, it opened at $811, so it's nicely up on the day so far, which is great. We've got Silver Junkie says, "Go go 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 go! Daddy needs some new shoes." How you doing there, Silver Junkie? Good to see you. Let's have a look. So we've got the following. Okay, so $826 so far. So we're not looking too badly there. Nice green candle compared to our sell-off here. That was mainly due to possibility that there wasn't going to be any interest rate cuts based on the news available at the time, which pushed the prices down. So we're going to take a look at Palladium next. Palladium also on its high. Look at that, $1,589 an ounce. So it's back up with a strong candle there. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous candle straight up there. No wick on the bottom, or hardly any. I'm going to take a look at the low there. So it's pretty much started off the day with a bang. It opened at 1547 and the low was 1545. So very small wick on the bottom there. So basically pushed all the way through. It's up $41.80 an ounce for palladium. And it's not far off its high. So if you have a look at where its high was, we're going to just take you along the side here. You can see there, that is where its high is. And we're not that far from it. $1,615, call it that. So we're 25, call it $26. And hopefully if we break through that high, we'll probably head higher, which is going to be really interesting. So really looking forward to watching palladium to see how that goes. Sorry, Silver Junkie says, God, sir, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well, thank you. What did they say about the rates? Well, we're going to come into that in a sec. And now that we've covered that, let's have a look. We have, no, not that one. Not that one. We've got this one here that says, gold prices rally as Fed chairman leans easy, cites uncertainties. This is posted today. This is from Kitco News. It says gold prices are solidly higher and near daily highs in early US trading on Wednesday, following the just released prepared text from the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell for his speech to the US House of Representatives. Powell cited that several concerns regarding the US economy that traders are deeming dovish on the monetary policy. August gold futures were last up $7.20 an ounce to $1,407. September COMEX silver prices were last up 12 cents to $15.27 an ounce. Powell, in his text, said since June, the FOMC, that was the Federal Monetary Committee or something like that, meeting uncertainties, including world trade tensions, global growth, very low inflation, continue to cloud the outlook for the US economy, and these matters are not improving. So again, he's still very bearish in regards to how the economy is performing. Yeah, I think yesterday someone was like, it's not that bad. But meanwhile, you've got this guy here clearly stating that there is a whole bunch of issues, uncertainties in regards to what's happening in the US economy. So boom, that straight away, just those words there gave precious metals a good kick, and that's the reason why we have a good spike. But I'm going to continue reading. Homebrew, hey Homebrew, how are you doing? Stacks and Stuff says, let's be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Well, thank you very much. Okay, so the market is reading his remarks as dovish on the US monetary policy, which in turn strongly suggests the Fed will cut rates sooner rather than later, and possibly later this month. That's a bullish scenario for the precious metals market. It says Asian and European stock markets were mostly weaker in more than subdued trading overnight. US stocks indexes are pointed towards moderately lower openings when the New York day sessions begins. In overnight news, China's June consumer price index was reported to be up by 2.7% year on year, in line with the market expectations. However, food prices components of the report rose by 8.3% annually. The key outside markets today see the NewMex crude oil prices higher, trading at about $59 a barrel. The US dollar trade index is lower, near to its daily low after Powell prepared remarks were released. The US economic data for release on Wednesday, including the weekly MBA mortgage application survey, monthly wholesale trade, and weekly DOE liquid energy stock reports. Technically, okay, then goes into technical analysis, which I don't think really needs to do, but if you guys want me to, I'll. So technically, the gold bulls have an overall near-term technical advantage, which basically means we're going to be seeing higher prices for sure. How a 6-week-old uptrend on the daily bar chart is still in some jeopardy. Basically means that it's been up on this uptrend for 6 weeks now, which means that there could be a pullback on to take some profits. So if we have a look at the gold chart here, I'm going to go into the weekly. So you can see here we've had this lovely uptrend continue, and there hasn't been much of an adjustment. So if you look at the weekly chart, and that's exactly what he's talking about here. Is this run up here? We've only had that. So and we've got this sort of sideways movement currently on the weekly. So he's just concerned that we could well see a price adjustment downwards initially, and then when that news comes in, it'll push the prices further up once we tend to hear about the interest rate cut. Let's see, we got Cornroll Craig is here. How are you doing? Cornroll Craig, how you keeping, my friend? Hopefully you are well. Okay, so gold currently $1,411. It's up since we started. It's up at about $11 an ounce currently, and that's which is looking good. Let's go back to the weekly. Okay, actually that's on the hourly. Okay, so within the hour, and that's a red candle, but you know that's to be expected. Let's go back to this article. So August futures were above solid resistance at about $1,442 an ounce. Bears next near-term down price breakout objective is pushing August futures. So they're saying that the bears near-term downside could push the price back down to 1384. First resistance is at 1420, so that is the first resistance level that we need to get over, and then 1425. So there's only $5 difference between them. First support could be seen at $1,400, so we could see a support level at 1,400 based on the charts. An overnight low of 13, and then an overnight low. So just in case it breaks through that, it'll then sit at about the 1391 level. Silver. It says September silver futures bulls have gained the slight overall near-term technical advantage. Silver bulls' next upside price breakout objective is closing prices above solid technical resistance of the June high of 1562. Well, I've always said 1550. I think oh, there you go. You can see he mentions it a bit further down. The next downside price breakout objective for the bears is closing prices below solid support at 1470. Yeah, I sort of don't think we're going to head down to 15 anytime soon. First resistance is at 1535 and then 1550. And then there it talks about support levels at 1507, which I've spoken about. And then at $15, I think was slightly under that. But there you go. So a bit of interesting news there. So that was the gold prices rally as Fed Chairman leans easy, cites uncertainties. And that's by Jim Wyckoff at Kitco News. So we're going to close that one down. We're going to look at the silver one. Now it says silver may be the new platinum. The reason why it's they're coining that term is that because platinum in the past has always been lagging behind gold. Has always underperformed. Sorry, that's probably the correct term I should be using. Coinroll Craig, he says good today, out of work early. Well, that's fantastic. Nothing like leaving work early. Right, so this is by Andrew Hecht of the Seeking Alpha. He's looks like he's into commodities, long, short, equities, medium-term horizon, long-term horizons. Right, so summary: silver has lagged gold. I think we can all agree on that. Gold and silver has a long history as real money, something we can agree on there. Platinum has underperformed gold for years, which I agree. Silver gold ratios making silver look like platinum. Silver's move on sentiment and mean reversion is on the horizon, which means that there could be a reverse in regards to the price of silver. Silver could outperform the price of the metal when the rally comes. So obviously we're just waiting in the wings for the rally for silver. Looking for more? Okay, and then there we go. It's just an update. So it says silver continued to disappoint those market participants expecting gold's little brother to follow the break to the upside in the yellow metal. At the beginning of July, instead of following gold, the silver to gold ratio surpassed the 1990 peak and rose to an all-time high. When the calls of the market manipulation, when the calls for market manipulation will likely grow over the coming days, if silver continues to underperform the price action in the gold market, silver is performing a lot like another precious metal, platinum. Platinum has been in a dog in the sector for years as the metal that was formerly a rich person's gold has traded at a discount to the yellow metal since 2014. We're going to take a look at the platinum chart after I finish this paragraph. At the same time, platinum is trading at record lows against palladium and a significant discount to rhodium. Palladium and rhodium, along with platinum, are all platinum group metals. Right, so let's look at the chart then for platinum. So we're going to go into a monthly. We're going to go look into the monthly chart, see where we are there. Right, so there we go. We can see our highs were way up here. We're going to go into, let's have a look. Let's see over the past 5 years. Oh, okay, so let's go all time. That's an interesting picture for platinum there. So effectively, its high was over $2,300 an ounce. That's 2/3 of what the value is today. Two-thirds value of what it is today. So as you can see, it's come a long way, and so it's been extremely bearish in this trend. So if we have a look here, we have our highs. There's our highs all the way through since it's very high of 2,200. So there we go. It has touched these two here, but it's obviously gone down. The next thing to figure is our lows. So we're going to take our market. Let's have a look and see if we can predict a potential breakout. Okay, there we go. We're going to put it across there because that was the low there. And then also what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in here and we're taking the marker from here to there. Well, okay, so that goes quite far. Okay, that's obviously a monthly prediction into that. Now we're currently oversold, or to a degree we are. Now, if you have a look at the past, whenever we've been under for quite some time. That's definitely bearish there, and then we've come back, and then we've stayed closer and closer to this line, which is very interesting indeed. So, for well, I'd say probably the last couple of years, since July 14. All the way to November 15. That's about a year and a half. It's been in a bearish cycle, platinum. Hey, Will Stalker, how you doing? Will Stalker's here, everyone. And that one coin collector. What says, oh, it's Ollie, it's only down because I bought some. is that crypto you're talking about? Okay, so what we're looking at a pattern here. Okay, so interesting enough, we're moving closer to our moving averages here, which is good. So what we might see is we'll probably see an upward breakout in regards to what the platinum line. So as long as it stays in this trend line, and obviously we have, okay, that's within the monthly. So let's go into let's go look at the daily. Right, so this is the bigger picture on the daily. So again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take its high. We're going to hit half our highs, and then we've also got a low just over here. But again, we're going to, what's this, 18th of June, so we're going to create another one. There we go. So if you have a look at that, that goes as far forward as about the 23rd, 24th. So that's what our lines with our highs, and then of course we have our lows over here. So we're still getting, there's still a degree of an upward trend forming here. So we could see higher platinum prices. I know if Health Babe was here, she'll probably be saying that she doesn't want high platinum prices, but obviously it's come out of a year and a half bear market, has platinum over here. So more than likely, whatever you get this sort of steep down dive, whatever comes down must come up in circumstances. So if you have a look here, obviously this is only what's that? It's only been this year. So you know, I'd say a bull cycle is due for platinum. So we just need to keep an eye on that metal, but I reckon it's still looking pretty good. It has to break higher levels though. So currently resistance is at 846. Some could say that's 830, 840 in that sort of region there, probably 835 maybe. But I mean, there isn't really much there to hinder platinum, unless it's news in regards to what's happening in the world. But we'll know in the next couple of days what sort of let's say, the next couple of days. Let's say probably within the next couple of weeks in regards to which way is platinum's going to go. I'm expecting a higher price for platinum. Let's have a look. We've got Stephen Kenyon. How are you doing there, Stephen? Great. We're up to about 10 here. Jamie Conroll Hunter. He says, I failed everything. I'm not sure what he's talking about there. He says, that one coin collector raid. He says, thanks, TBCC. Thanks for being an old good sport. The Burning Coin Collector. Yeah, you can. How you doing? The Burning Coin Collector. How are you doing? Welcome. Just want to double check everybody's here. What was that? So there was some interesting feedback in regards to what the Fed Powell was talking about, and it looks like more than likely, according to what his statements are, more than likely you can expect some degree of interest rate cut in, which has pushed up precious metals just based on those comments alone. That's the reason why we have green across the board. But I gave it to this, I'm not sure because I won it last time. Not really sure what's going on there. Jamie Cornhunter, he gave it to the second person because he wanted obviously some kind of giveaway. Oh, okay, that one coin collector says thanks. Hit that like button on the way in. Right, okay, so let's look at we're still looking at platinum and at silver and in regards to how it's performing. And this article is in relation to silver may be the new platinum. Right, let's look. Okay, so the silver, the price action in silver and platinum may eventually put the two metals in the same class. There could be called the less than precious metals based on the price action. Every dog has its day in the sun, and silver is waiting for that sun to rise. If the price of gold continues to increase, it may only be a matter of time before the silver market catches bullish fire. When silver begins to ascend, the global 10 silver miners ETFs product, X means 10 on global X, is likely to outperform silver on a percentage basis. So they were saying then in regards to ETFs there, they expect the ETFs to outperform silver on a percentage basis. So we're going to take a look at the silver chart. So I've already got my wedge in place here. So we've got highs to highs, and we've got our lows to lows. So again, this is where we're going to trade in this sort of thing, and it's either going to get to a point where it's either going to break up or break down. However, based on the feedback from Powell, more than likely we're going to see an upward breakout in regards to the silver price. I'm going to take a look at the charts in a bigger example. So we'll move on to weekly and monthly and so on. Let's have a look at the chat. Lol, Lime missed my comment. Don't worry, he will catch up. What was that? Will Stalk, he said, you got a raid from TOCC, Lime. I got a raid. What's TOCC? Will Stalker? TOCC. That one comment says TBCC. I will still send something. You got a raid from TOCC. Okay. Okay, Rick G's here. How you doing, Rick G? TOCC sent me. Cool. Hey, Rick, how you keeping, buddy? And Steve says that one collector asked us to come visit your page. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for coming, Rick G. Rick G, Profit Coins. Just seen you post. Robbie Nationalist. Hey, Robbie, how you keeping, buddy? That one collector says TOCC Lime. He sent all his stream here. Really? that one coin collector, that's so cool. Thanks, buddy. That one coin collector, thank you very much. Really appreciate it, man. I was wondering what TOCC is, and meanwhile I just worked that out. That one coin collector just gave you a raid shout out. Okay, man, I've got to check that out. Health Baby is here, man. This is fantastic. Everyone's rolling in. Rolling. Right, let's take a look. We're going to look at the silver chart here. We're going to look at and see how silver has looked over the monthly. Right, let's prepare to move out. There you go. That is how silver has looked pretty much since its highs there in April 2011. We've obviously had this major downtrend. However, are we at the bottom? Are we at the bottom, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think that there is still a chance for it to go lower? Are we going to start to see that curve now and start to see those higher highs and lower lows? Something's got to give. Could it be the start at the end of the month when the Fed cut rates? So under. There's already good positive feedback currently at the minute in regards to what was said to the House of Representatives. Ugly downtrend for silver. You're absolutely right. However, if I'm not mistaken, Health Babe, you want higher price silver, don't you? I think you've mentioned that many times. You've been pro-priced, pro-upward trend on prices of silver, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, Jenny, with this curve, are we gonna start? Have we scratched the bottom here? Is 15 the new low for silver? Are we going to start to see an upward trend, or are we going to trade out more to this side here before we start coming up? Yes, please help. Pump, pump, pump. I'd like to see it lower for a while, says Rick. Rick, we've been in this downtrends for the flipping like last 8 years. I mean, surely it would make sense to actually start seeing higher prices, buddy. Oh, gee, Stephen World Stalker says, you've had 8 years to flip and stack. Guys, I want to see higher highs here and lower lows. I mean, look at this. You've had 8 years to flip and accumulate. Oh, Rick says he just got in. Well, you're buying right at the end. You're buying right at the end, buddy. Steve Kenyon says, I'm not going to stop buying silver, but would like a drop for more stockings, for more stocking. Right, I definitely hear this, Stephen. But I mean, is silver going to go any lower? I mean, look at this. That is pretty much $14 if it's ever going to break 15 again. I mean, there's, I don't know, there doesn't appear to be much support there at 15, but you know, is silver going to go any lower than 15? I mean, based on this chart. I mean, look at that. You know, we've got to, at some point, we've got to start seeing some upward trend movement like we did over here before it collapsed. And that was still like what, 3 years ago. Sorry, just going to go through this. He says the Burning Conquest says, I do kind of want to have a war nickel now. I did it for my nickel album. Sucker for Silver says, hey, Will Stalker, it's a shame we cannot buy directly from Intaglio mints anymore. Oh, right. Have they, can you no longer buy directly from them? Well, that's a pity. Because it's always cheaper buying it directly. That one claim, the TBCC, that's, what's the date? Burning Conquest says, just saying that at the Hobby and the Lobby, the Whitman albums that are normally $30 are 75% off. Jeez, that's pretty good. Will Stalker says, true, SS, sucker for silver. I was the last one. Health Babe, I've been auditing all my silver and getting ready for the purge. Health Babe's already got the silver loaded in the van, guys. She's just waiting for that price and she'll be straight down. She'll be straight down to the flipping scrapyard. Sorry, not the scrapyard, but the dealer. Straight to the LCS or the flipping the bullion dealer. Rick says, now I got to get back to work. Oh, come on, Rick. You leaving us already? Oh, man. You practically just got here. Just kidding, bud. It's always good to see you. Thanks, man. Rick says, hit that thumbs up. Burning Coin says 1943 Ds and 44 Ds. Jamie Connell, Coin Hunter, I sent you the info on that one. Will Stoke says, yeah, and Taglio only does wholesale now because of the taxes. Wow, okay. That one clone says, ILK, send one through Jamie. And then the bird says, yeah, thanks. Evens out, you won. It says, thanks. It evens out. You won my 300 sub giveaway. That's Burning Coin Collector. Health Babe says, Silver Lining 79 up, PM and S&P down, USD and crypto. I know it's don't tell me about crypto. I was watching the markets earlier, and I was watching Bitcoin, and of course I had my other altcoins out. Flipping hell, I missed that flipping sell-off in Ethereum. I was really annoyed with that because I was watching Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin has just been in the green today, guys. Oddly enough, but we're going to come to that, and we're going to take a look at that. Damn you, Bitcoin! Damn you! Yeah, I had I suffered from a Ethereum hangover, like literally for the last couple of hours. I even closed my flipping laptop. I was so flipping angry. I was like, boom! I just closed all the screens. Close, and I put it away. And then I went back in and had another look. Funny how all this affects all of us. Health Babe says, Will Suggs is damn you, Bitcoin, damn you. What did you end up going for, Will Stalker? Because you said you bought some crypto, eh? Let me know what you decided on. Health Babe's laughing there. Right, anyway, so are we going to see a uptrend in regards to silver? So I'm certainly expecting it. I think we've been in the doldrums for quite some time now, and it's about time silver started seeing some decent price action. Right, speaking of price action, the price action in silver and platinum may eventually put the two metals in the class of their own. Okay, yeah, we spoke about that. So silver has lagged gold. Gold broke out to the upside following the June Fed meeting and took out the level of critical technical resistance at the post-Brexit July 2016 high at $1,377 an ounce. The move took gold to its highest level since 2013. In 2016, when gold hit its peak, the price of silver rose to a high of $21 an ounce. Man, I'd love to see silver at $21 again. Thing is that it's a bit of a, because I'll still be buying, so all of a sudden you're going to be paying more for your silver, even though your current silver is going to be worth more. So what would you guys do in that instant? Just out of interest, put your comments down there. If silver was, let's say, $21 an ounce, and you have your silver stack, are you going to keep buying silver at $21, or obviously with your premiums probably $24? Would you consider then selling your silver that has made you money when you bought it at $16 an ounce, let's say, and you make $5 an ounce selling it, and then buy fresh stock, and then take your profits? Let me know in the chat below. I wouldn't mind your thoughts on that. Jamie Conner says, I wish silver would stay low until like 2030, then just skyrocket in price. I hope not, Jamie. I don't think I could put up with another 11 years, or should I say 11 years of the price being down. I probably wouldn't survive it. Silver price in silver Burning Coin Collector says silver rice in 2045. Okay. I presume probably talking about silver price. He says, Health Babe says, I will be unloading them immediately if it hits $21. There you go. And then Will Stalker, yeah, my silver is already like $100 an ounce more. Don't care what spot does. Young Coughlin says, that one Coin Collector raid. Right. Okay, then we're talking about, gold and silver being money for long history, blah, blah, blah. We've already gone into that. Some technical analysis that we've already discussed in regards to where we see the resistance levels and support levels. For those that have missed it, you'll have to go back and scroll back. Look at that Spanish Empire, blah, blah, blah. 1980, gold rose to $800 an ounce. Platinum has underperformed gold for years. Platinum's nickname, the rich person's gold, has done nothing to support the price of the rarest precious metal since 2014. Platinum earned that moniker because it typically traded at between $100 to $200 premium to the yellow metal. But that ended a half a decade ago. That's 5 years ago. At the quarterly chart of the price, with nearby platinum minus nearby gold future shows, platinum reached a high of $1,144 an ounce, premium over gold in 2008. Until 2011, the modern day low of the price relationship was just over $120 ounce discount for platinum under gold. However, in 2015, platinum slipped to a discount and has not looked back. As of July 5th, gold was over $595 per ounce more expensive than the metal that is over 10 times rarer and has many more industrial applications. Look at that, guys. Now, this is very interesting. Okay, so if you have a look at that, it says, however, obviously in 2015, platinum prices slipped to a discount and have not looked back since. As of July 5th, gold was $595 per ounce more expensive than the metal that is over 10 times rarer. So even though platinum is still a rare metal, is rarer than gold, it is still not worth the price of gold and has many more industrial applications. So sometimes it may not, the price may not necessarily reflect the supply, which I find very interesting, because we've always looked at, in relation to when we price things, if there's a low supply, we expect to see a higher price. That is the normal economic of things. Well, here you go. We've got platinum, which is 10 times as rare as gold, yet it languishes at about $817 currently, versus gold, which is almost double. So I find that very interesting. Don't hold your breath, says Wolfstalker. Takes forever for platinum to go down. Platinum is now poor man's gold. Sucker for silver. I'm buying platinum at these prices and hoping for a future run. Well, I'm definitely expecting a higher platinum price based on those charts. So look, the example of the price perform of platinum compared to gold stands as an example of how deviations from the historical mean can remain in place and widen for a prolonged period. Silver's performance is a lot more like platinum these days than gold. There is no better representation than the price action at the silver to gold ratio. The silver to gold ratio is making silver look like platinum. Okay, I don't know why they keep repeating that title. The median level of ratio, which measures the price of gold divided by the price of silver, is around 55-1 level, or 55 ounces of silver value for each ounce of gold value. In 1979 to 1980, the ratio dropped to 15.47-1. In 2011, the ratio was also below the median at 38.02. Historically, the ratio tends to be much lower than the price of the precious metal. The precious metals move to the upside. As the quarterly chart shows, I'll show you that there. In 1990, the ratio rose to a high of 93.18. That's where we're looking at. Sorry, 19. That's over here. The peak came at the time when both gold and silver prices were far lower. Therefore, until recently, a lower ratio occurred during bull markets, while a higher level in the price relationship came during the bearish periods. However, the recent price action has turned that a hypothesis around the ratio rose to the new modern day high on a quarterly chart at 93-1. Stood at 93.82 on July 5th. Price action in the ratio tells us that silver is more like platinum than gold these days, despite both metals' long history as financial assets. Right, I'm still waiting for platinum to go down further, and we've got Coin Searcher saying hello. He says TOCC raid. Sucker for silver. Yep. PM penny pincher. PM penny pincher. Precious metals penny pincher. Right, silver moves on sentiments and means reversion is on the horizon. So it's obviously silver moves on sentiment, and sentiment currently is fairly bullish, which means that there could be a reverse in the status quo and could outperform the price of the metal when the rally comes. The path of least resistance for the price of silver depends on sentiment. Each year, it is investment demand that is variable that tends to take silver high or lower when it comes to the price. Silver is a metal where supply and demand fundamentals are a challenge. Since silver is a byproduct of copper, lead, zinc, gold, and other metal production, the production cost is not the significant factor for the metal. Aside from the primary producers, the current price of the metal is inconsequential for the bulk of silver output in the world. So the current price of the metal is inconsequential. So it's not that important for the bulk of silver output in the world. The silver price path depends on market sentiment, which means that the investor demand is a most significant factor. Okay, so that's basically what we need. Is we need serious investor demand, and therefore we need positive sentiment. And I think positive sentiment is there currently. So we just got to wait and see if we can get the numbers. If the price of gold continues to move to the upside, it may not be the same before market participants begin to turn towards poor person's gold once again. And again, this isn't just related to silver. What you might also find is you might find people looking at platinum, because platinum has underperformed in relation. So you've got platinum, silver have both underperformed in regards to the gold price. You had platinum at its high of $2,200 or $2,400 an ounce. It's now at 817. Now, people may start to look at these other alternative metals because there's more room for possible profit or growth or gain, however you want to put it. Once silver gets going, few metal markets can match its price variance. After trading at a low of just over $4 per ounce in 2001, a decade later, the price was peaked at $49.86. Now we've gone over in regards to what happened in 2011, which I believe was manipulation. So they've just put the price in there to reflect what the price was, because at the end of the day, that's what the price was. More than 12 times higher. Gold fell to a low of $255 an ounce in 2001, and at its high at $1,920 in 2011. Was just over 7.5 times higher. Silver tends to display much higher price volatility than gold during bull market periods. Okay, so that there tends to be a lot more volatility, but at the moment there is a bull market trend in regards to where the price action is. Just going to check the chats. Okay, nothing's moved yet. He says that one collector in the car, but thanks for all the raiders that came. Right. If silver is going to eventually follow the price action in gold and break to the upside, the companies that are primarily producers of the metal are likely to outperform even the wild price action in the silver market on a percentage basis. And this is what I've stressed. I've stressed this many times. It's not about the dollar price in regards to how silver is going to perform against gold. It's always about percentages. I've said this to a lot of people. It's about the percentages of return. Not, oh, great, I made 10 cents or made 8 cents on flipping an ounce of silver. It's the percentage that is gonna show the growth. The Global X silver miners product shares in the top primary producers of silver in the world, including, okay, and it obviously goes through all these guys here. Pan American, which we discussed them the other day, shows their assets, blah blah blah. There we go, the more assets there, and over the same period, okay, it's just talking about that, and that is that. What did you guys think of that? So platinum and silver could well be things of interest in regards to when things start to get going. I still think platinum is still a good buy in comparison to where it was at its high. Gold is currently it's about $500 off its high. Platinum is $1,600 off its high. So there's plenty of room there for platinum to grow. Mellow Stacker, hey Mellow Stacker, how are you keeping, buddy? Mellow Stacker just dropping in. Right, now we're going to take a look at let's look at some crypto. Right, so Bitcoin had an interesting day today. It was rallying nicely pretty much the entire day until a few hours ago. It basically hit an interesting level. So this is the daily chart. It's still looking good. Don't get me wrong. Price action, you know, there is going to be buying and selling. But after seeing this sort of run up here, you're wondering when the next sell-off is going to be. And even though there was some resistance here, it certainly didn't look like it was going through. And I was wondering in the back of my mind, I was like, I wonder if they're going to wait a bit longer and then sell until there's a higher price. And what do you know? They flipping well sold pretty much at the same level of resistance that it was here. And they flip and sold it. But we're going to go into these averages. We're going to take a closer look now. So the high for Bitcoin was $13,202 today. The open, interesting enough, check the open, 12,572. That's almost $700 on the day. $700 on the day. Currently, it's pulled back, so we're currently down in regards to the market open by almost $300. So we're down 2.4%. But we're going to take a closer look. So let's look at the hourly. There you go. Hopefully now we're going to see this recurve and hopefully consolidate out and then work our way back up again. Again, I just look at this as a buying opportunity for anyone considering. That's the way I'd look at it. Yes, if I had spare money, I would be buying at these prices based on what I'm seeing here. And again, I can't talk for you guys out there. These are just my personal opinions. But looking at that, if I had additional money, I would be putting it in Bitcoin right now. That looks about 12,000 currently at the minute. But again, like I've got to just enlarge the map here just to see where the support is. But it seems to be in that sort of area currently at the minute. Big sell-off there, as you can see. And hopefully it's just going to start turning a corner soon. So that's on the hourly. So that was only 4 hours ago. Maybe 5 hours ago if you count that one. Okay, so I put my trend line up here. So these were the new lows, which were here. So my trend line was up here, and the high was up here. So you can see it broke through that, and I'm hoping it's going to consolidate out and start working its way back up again. Now, essentially, some could say this is okay. I mean, the last time we had a pullback, we pretty much pulled back to we lost all our gains, and then we had to rebuild up on that. So, you know, essentially, this is only what, $1,000 out of, yeah. So it's about $1,000. It's effectively lost, considering where it was on its high. So again, what would you rather take, the $1,000 now, or would you want it to go up even more and then lose even more? In case you missed the sell-off. For anyone that has anyone got any Bitcoin? Did anyone sell high and then is bought back in? I'd certainly like to know. Well, Stolga says Bitcoin bastard. Oh, there we go. Cycle for Silver says moved a portion to Tether at 12.19, waiting to go back in. Cool. Robbie Nashler says, what silver I have, I'm keeping, and when it goes up, I'm selling. There you go. And buying gold. I'm buying a few more grams of gold tomorrow. So keeping the gold, buying little at a time. Cool, man. That's the way I look at it. I don't buy gold in quarter ounces. I buy gold in grams, but then I try and get as close to spot as possible, so you're not paying too much of a premium. That's the way I consider it, because it's difficult to have a lump of money to put into a quarter ounce or even a 10th ounce. So I think buying circulated coinage is circulated gold is pretty good. That one says, all right, now I actually have to go. Well, that one coin collector, thank you very much, and thank you for sending your guys in. That was great. Later, TOCC, line with Figure It Out. Health Babe says, Silver Lining 79, the volume for paper silver is 5.57, is painfully smaller than gold at 27.93 at the open. I'm sure it is. You know, once sentiment starts to change, I'm sure that will certainly change. But I mean, at the minute, it's in the green, so you know, who can complain? When there's profit, there's profit. When it's green, it's green. Melostack says, I see 14 people in the chat and 15 likes. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, says Health Babe. Right, okay, so where to from here? Well, I'm hoping it's going to consolidate in this area first. I don't think we're still not tracking too badly. I mean, I'm still happy with my gold, with my Bitcoin performance. I didn't maximize my potential in the price here. So I'm going to have to wait. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to sell at these prices. I want to start. I'm only going to consider I'm only going to start considering selling my Bitcoin once we tend to get into these levels here. Because don't forget, our resistance level is 19. And when I mean sell my Bitcoin, I'm going to be selling it to buy back in. So these levels just, yeah, it's got to break. Effectively, it needs to break that 14 first before we can start seeing these higher highs here. So once it gets over 14, I'll get excited. And then we can start looking at these higher highs here. And I've got a news article here. It says Maddie Greenspan says Bitcoin to hit 250,000 within a year if the cycle repeats. Right, so it's this article. Let's have a look. See who it says by Will Hessman, cheapy chap. Today, Cheapy Chap was fortunate enough to talk shop with eToro's senior market analyst. In case those that don't know what eToro is, obviously you can trade stocks, currencies as well, I believe, on eToro. I haven't tried the eToro, but you can. And he's a market analyst who shared his take on Facebook's foray into the industry. Now, Facebook are releasing their own cryptocurrency called Libra in the near future. Whether the alt season is on the cards or not. So just in case those that aren't familiar with what the term alt season is the altcoins to Bitcoin. So what you have is you've got Bitcoin, the king, has a certain market share, and it's the first coin ever. So, and then the altcoins are all the other coins. So you'll have Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, EOS, Tron, for instance. Anything that isn't Bitcoin is considered an altcoin. So there's, in the last bull run, there was always some degree of profits getting pulled from Bitcoin, and then they go into the altcoins, and then you get to see what they refer to as a season, an alt season, where you get to see the prices going up. So he says whether the alt season is on the cards or not, and how Bitcoin could reach 250,000 in the next year. Will Stalker says, should I move Ether to Bitcoin now? Since it's down. Well, first of all, I wouldn't sell cheap. I've still got my Ether, Will Stalker. However, that's up to you. But I'm not moving my Ether yet. I wouldn't move anything yet. But I'll tell you what we will do is we will take a look at the Ether to Bitcoin conversion just quickly. So when I mean Ether, this is what Etherium is short for. So we're going to go. Let's say want to see the Ether to Bitcoin ratio. It's kind of like the silver to gold ratio. Well, this is Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio. The last time I checked, it was 0.023. Oh, there we go. It's still pretty much there. So still in the red. It's minus 4.5%. I wouldn't move anything over yet. Well, personally for myself, I wouldn't move anything yet until I start seeing some higher figures here. I'd love to see Ethereum at 1 in 10 to Bitcoin. So if you think of Ethereum at 1 in 10, technically the supply is 1 in 5. So for every 1 Bitcoin, there's 5 Ethereum. So if you think like the price of Ethereum, if it's 1 to 5, ideally we should have at least where are we? It's 1,000, 600, 700, 800. We should have a far higher price for Ethereum if it's 1 in 5 in regards to supply. But anyway, yeah. So I'm not going to be selling my Ethereum yet. That's for sure. Tucker Silver says almost all alts versus Bitcoin look like crap. I know. When I had a look today, I was wondering what is going on in the market. Have you heard anything about China or India banning Facebook Libra? Yeah, I'm going to come into that, Melastacker. There's another article which I haven't brought up, but I didn't want to go too much into Bitcoin or crypto, but for certain reasons. But we can have a look at that. But yeah, just today, man. In fact, let's have a look at the coin market cap. It was pretty shocking. I just saw everything in the red, and I thought that was odd. To me, it looked like people were taking their money out of the alts and putting it into Bitcoin and pumping the price of Bitcoin. That's the reason probably why you had that sell-off, is that you had all these people putting their money in, and then they were like, bam, taking their money out. So let's go coin market cap. Just in case you guys can hear, it's raining outside here. Bitcoin dominance at the minute is very strong. Apparently, when the last alt season happened, Bitcoin's market cap was 70%, and only at that stage did we see an alt season market. So we got Bitcoin dominance at 65.3%. So 65.3% of the market in cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. That's a humongous amount. Okay, so what we have, there we go. You can see everything looking shocking. Check out some of the worst performers. Okay, these are the top performers if you have a look. But look at the volume. Only $1 million, but it's up 108%. I'm sure someone's going to be dumping that coin. Look at some of the worst performers here. Something called Quant, down 17%. Never heard of Quant. Okay, then it says made safe coin. Well, I tell you what, they're definitely going to have to change that name if they're going to make it safe, because it's not safe for this market. And then you got something called Solve. Well, they're going to have to solve this low percentage. They're going to have to look at solving the reason why they lost market share. QTOM as well, that's down 12%. So there's some interesting movers there. But anyway, what was that? Yeah, we were talking about the Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio. Be right back, says Health Babe. Okay, Mellow Stacker, you've got an interesting. She says, "Have you heard anything about China or India banning Facebook Libra?" They haven't banned anything, but what China are going to be doing. Let's have a look. Just refreshing that. Is they fast tracked their own cryptocurrency. Check this out. Sorry. China fast-tracks central bank cryptocurrency to fight Facebook's Libra. They're saying effectively that there's too much money for the global market to be put into private individuals' hands. Now, obviously, don't forget, Facebook isn't government-run. It's a private company. So their concern is that there's going to be a lot of money being controlled by Facebook through the entire global economy. So they fast-tracked their own cryptocurrency. And this is big news. There you go. The announcement of Libra marked the beginning of a strategic pulse involving players from the world of crypto and fintech, while attracting the attention and alarms of important actors in the global geopolitics, such as the US Congress and more recently the governments of China. According to South China Morning Post, Wang Xin, the director of the People's Bank of China Research Bureau, expressed concerns over the possibility that a group of private companies becomes responsible for controlling a currency that would change the monetary scene on a global scale. If Libra is widely used for payments, cross-border payments in particular, would it be able to function like money and accordingly a large influence on monetary policy and policy stability and the international monetary system? In politics, finance is perhaps as important as the military or diplomatic area. And this is something that the Chinese government is very aware of. It says here, the former candidate for Senate explained that without spending a bullet, economic sanctions are as aggressive and harmful as the military invasion. Okay, sanctions. Okay, that's Libra could be a game changer on the global scale, and this is dangerous for China. Right, let's have a look. Health Babe says, buy high, sell low. Love it. Buy high. What? I'm sure you mean the other way, right? Health Babe? I'm sure you mean buy low, sell high, right? Better than the government. You know, and this is one thing. Everyone's like, you know, I wouldn't say there's a lot of people out there like, nah, crypto. What crypto does, right, puts you in charge of your own bank. That's effectively what crypto does. And a lot of people still don't quite understand that. It takes the money out of the banks. right? These are these idiots that have totally messed our currency up since 2008, and of course this crisis that we currently or the situation that we're in, and ballooning debt. And what crypto does is it enables the individual to take charge of their own money without monthly charges. I mean, if you think about it, the banks today make because of the low interest rates that they have. How do you think the banks make money? The banks make money out of charges they charge you. So if you have a look at their spread, they'll have charges for that, charges for that, charges for withdrawing money, charges for depositing cash, charges for transfers. That's how banks make their money. End of story. And that's the reason why they see cryptocurrency as a threat, because it removes all of that. There's no middleman anymore. And that's the reason why the banks are probably crapping their pants because of it. Because, and this is what everyone needs to realize, is and how overwhelmingly positive this is for everybody in the world, is that we can take charge of sending payments across the world in a matter of either seconds or hours, depending on what currency you use. You'll be paying an absolute low fee cost. You won't have to wait a week to see your money in Japan. If you were to transfer it from America, it could be instantly, or either instantly or up to 2 hours. It'll be in Japan straight away, without having to wait and without having to pay additional fees. Because the reason why it takes so long for money to transfer from bank to bank, it takes a while for it to get through the system, and there's so many middlemen taking a slice out of their money. It's the reason why you pay so much to transfer money across the world. Whereas if you're using cryptocurrency, you pay one fee, which is fractions of what they charge you by the banks. Sorry, I'm probably going off my head here. Health Babe says, yeah, buy high, sell low is the main theme in many markets, as I have seen many times. Yeah, they're obviously making money on the losses these days. I think that's how they do it. These stock market brokers. Robbie Nash says sub 4 times. Health Babe, I have put my stop loss in silver at the beginning of this year. How about you? Says Health Babe to spectacular. Too bad, Sucker for Silver completely sold out. Robbie Nash says, you asked every time I'm in to sub. I did. Speg, I don't remember. Right, sorry. Libra could be a game changer on the global scale, and that is dangerous for China. China has never stood in the face of a threat, and the announcement of Libra is no exception. If Facebook succeeds in globalizing the use of cryptocurrency, the US government could move from dominating the traditional finance market with the dollar to indirectly controlling the world of digital currencies. We could be talking about a new world currency here. I mean, it could be Libra, it could be various, it could be maybe one of a few cryptocurrencies. But the way they're saying this here, and the way China sees this, because don't forget, Facebook have got 1.7 billion users. That's a substantial amount for one bank to have. I mean, if you think about it, Facebook have become a bank. It's important to note that Libra must comply with US regulation, and its value is backed by a basket of fiat currencies in which the dollar have a fundamental role, which is true. Obviously, Libra is going to be backed by assets, fiat currencies, and so on. So it's not a it can obviously go up in value to a degree. Apparently, this is what they were saying. It's not going to be. It can grow in value, but it will be worth 1-to-1 essentially. If companies do not give China the share it deserves, the Asian giant is likely to fall behind in the new global economic order driven by the digital age. Funny enough, it's in some markets it's fairly early in regards to how cryptocurrencies are used and who's going to be using them. And I put a question out there. It's like, are there any dealers any car dealerships that actually you can exchange cryptocurrency for cars? Like someone can pay in cryptocurrency if they wanted to. Just imagine how much money you would save just in fees alone, just by paying in cryptocurrency. Like, for instance, you walked into a car dealership, you said, right, I like that car. What normally happens in traditional, you either have to get a bank draft or you have to go to the bank. Sometimes the bank only gives you bank drafts like before 3 p.m. Or you have to get finance. That might take 24 hours once it's approved. You might need certain documentation, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you were to walk into a car dealership and you go, I want that car. And you say, right, let's just transfer. What's your tag? Well, and then obviously you get your tag, boom, trade. 5 seconds later, depending on the cryptocurrency you use, bang, it's in their account. You can effectively just wait an hour or two, boom, there you go, car's ready, out the door. This is how this will revolutionize the industry and how flagging our monetary system is. HealthBase says banks get our deposits to reinvest and speculate in many markets. That is one of the big chunk interests from credit card debts. Is another big one. Okay, well, I think in the majority of them though are still yes, they invest their money. Don't get me wrong, any deposits you put in, but effectively, what is the use putting deposits in if you're not even going to get that much of an interest rate? Effectively, whenever you're putting deposits into a bank, you're allowing them to take your money to invest it, which is exactly what HealthBase has said. But then what sort of return are you getting? 0.2, 0.3, 0.22%? Absolute joke. Sorry, HealthBase, I'm confused, but I subbed you. Okay. Oh, so I won't go. It says, look, if the digital currency is closely associated with the US dollar, it could create a scenario under which the sovereign currencies could coexist with the US dollar-centric digital currencies. But there could be, in essence, one boss, that is the US dollar and the United States. If so, it would bring a series of economic and financial and even international political consequences, because effectively the US would be controlling world money. China is ready to fight the digital war. To counteract Facebook influence, China is spreading up its efforts to create a possible official cryptocurrency. Now this is all great news in regards to cryptocurrency, because it means that people are starting to take blockchain, distributed ledger technology, and are starting to realize its benefits. Mr. Wang revealed that the Chinese government is launching a research initiative for digital finance, made up for several prestigious universities in the country, including the Beijing University, Renmin University, and obviously Zhejiang University and Shanghai Zhuitong University. Facebook's initiative is dangerous, not only for China. Japan is worried about Libra's influence, and even the US government is also expressed its concern. Funny enough, SBI, which is one of the biggest groups in Japan, is very pro XRP, which is another digital token, which is currently the third, and they're supposed to be launching their virtual currencies this month. So everyone's waiting for that, and hopefully we'll see a recovery in the price of XRP this month. So I'm quite excited about that. Can't wait for that to launch. But again, we'll have to wait. Even the US government has also expressed its concerns about Mark Zuckerberg's corporation to pause its developments. This, however, is something that the Chinese government cannot do, which is why it's a reminder of how even before its birth, Facebook's Libra puts the United States in an advantage position. Viz to the Asian giants. Interesting. What do you guys think of that? So China fast tracks central bank cryptocurrency to fight Facebook Libra. Could Facebook's Libra coin become the new world currency? Very interesting, especially when it's got 1.7 billion users. Right. Okay, so these are current prices. Bitcoin, 12,309. We got Ethereum, $288. Bargains. This is, another what people tend to say is the sale of cryptocurrencies is on again. When you see prices like this, you got -2%, -7%, now -7.75, -6.66, -9.17. EOS down 11.1%, and so on. Bitcoin SV 189 down 8.56. Could be considered a buyer's market for some. Robbie Nash says, seriously, I've never asked one to subscribe, not even in any of my videos. I hope it helps clear any uncertainty. HealthBase says, yes, one stone kills two birds. Banks get our deposits to speculate in most cases, while they also create more credit debts at the same time with our deposits. Exactly. And then when everyone calls in their deposits, that's when the banks crap themselves effectively, because all of a sudden everyone's wanting their money back, and then they close the bank to hold off people wanting to get their money out. Can you do that with cryptocurrency? In most cases, not, because your wallet is in your phone, and you can do, depending on what exchange you use, whether it's Coinbase or any of those other ones out there, you can instantly transfer your money digitally. or of course you can keep it in your wallet, one of the two. Also, there's no in regards to my wallet, my cryptocurrencies, there's no monthly fee. There's no monthly fee. Right. Okay, so we'll do a quick recap. So gold, wow, it's pushed up even higher. So $1,416 an ounce. That's where gold is. It's looking good. Look at that. Look at that. Let's say 1420 is going to be resistance. So let's see if it's going to break through that or if it's going to pull down. But it's looking good, and it's looking set up for when we get more feedback in regards to interest rate cuts. It's going to be pushing that price up. So hopefully it won't be much longer for that. Let's look at the price of silver. So let's look at silver. So silver looks are looking good. 1522. Okay, so that's also gone up in the last hour. So there we go. Look at that. So looking fairly good. So it was at 1521. So we're going to see that's pretty much resistance there as we're going to try and get over that 1533 mark. 1540. Then we look at platinum. $826.66 an ounce, up 14. And then we got palladium, the king, 1589. Currently also looking quite good. That's on the daily. We'll look at Bitcoin quickly. So I wonder if we're going to start seeing some green now. And Ethereum, 286. Versus moving averages. So the 20-day moving average was 294. 30-day moving average 287. That's on the daily as well. So if you want, we can look at the hourly. We can see how we're going to get. There you go. It's pretty much doing the same as what Bitcoin was doing. So let's bring the Bitcoin chart. Look at that. There you go. There we go. We're going to see some green here. Hopefully we can stabilize around the 12.2, 12.3 mark and see how we get on. Health Babe says, do cryptos look suspicious? Majority of them are going up and down together. It might be controlled by a small group of individuals. So, well, effectively, anyone that, I suppose if you think about it, anyone holding 25,000 Bitcoin or 33,000 Bitcoin, they effectively control the market because all of the coins tend to follow Bitcoin whenever there's a down. I mean, I had a look at, was it XRP? It was horrendous today. Literally, it took it a while to start moving up. And the moment Bitcoin started to sell, immediately XRP took a serious knock. It was down like 5 cents. So it's, I do agree with you on that sentiment that there are people there that are manipulating the market to their own benefit. But as we get high prices, don't forget, because obviously there are some people out there that got Bitcoin really cheap. So as we start to see higher prices, we're going to see less volatility. When we higher prices up, 15,000, 20,000, 25, 30,000. Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting one. Health Babe, USD is down big time, and that is another reason why gold is going up. But there you go. Just in regards to sentiment, in regards to interest rates. Blimey, how much to get into crypto? Well, I mean, effectively, you can start off for free first, Robbie. Just go to Coinbase and set up an account, and you can get some free crypto. Just watch some videos. That would probably be my suggestion. Try it out. See what you think. Get your feet wet, effectively for free. Bitcoin, Health Babe says, Bitcoin did not get hit as hard as many others. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's one thing I noticed. But I think, like I said to you, to me, it looked like money was coming out of altcoins and going into Bitcoin, because I think everyone was expecting a higher rally. Because I mean, if you look at all the news, they're all saying, it's all set up for a $16,000 Bitcoin. So to me, it looked like everyone was putting money into Bitcoin today. based on what I was seeing, because it was very unusual to see Bitcoin in the green, and then all the other coins were like 1 to 2% down. And then literally once the gates opened, effectively when Bitcoin started to sell heavily, I wouldn't say heavily, but that 1,000 drop, then all the other coins fell as well. Yeah, I totally agree with you. It was a sad day really with some of my coins or tokens, depending on what you want to call them. And I had the opportunity to get out of Ether as well. I mean, I just wasn't sure where, because effectively I looked at the chart and there was good support at 300, and I was like, you know, considering the amounts that I've got, I'm not really going to make much. And this is another thing to watch out, because you might find yourself in my circumstances when it was at 310 and it started to drop down to 305. I was like, generally go with your instincts. Well, and I'm probably going to start doing that. I'm start going with my earnings, because normally you're like, you should sell now. That's what your brain's saying. But then you're like, no, but it's going back up. And you're like, well, let's wait a bit. And then the price goes start. Make a decision when you're going to sell, ultimately, and stick to that decision. Because if you can't stick to that decision, then unfortunately you're going to have to get out of this, because you're going to be like, no, hold on another minute, and then you've lost $5 just in that 1 minute alone. And you're like, oh, but it looks like it's coming back up, so I'll leave it again. Make a decision when you want to sell. Would you consider to buy some collector gold coin in the future? I would, absolutely, Health Babe. I certainly would. I buy loads of collector's coins, but those are long-term investments. Yeah, World Stalkers. He's got some great stuff. I mean, how much? Yeah, so Robbie, I'll put a link in the description. Robbie, if you want to click on that, it'll take you through to Coinbase, and then you can set up an account there. You don't need to add your bank accounts effectively just to start off. You do need to register, so just follow the registration process. And then once you're registered, watch the videos. So you scroll down to a section that says Earn. Unfortunately, I could invite people, and I put a link in there, but apparently the link's not working. So unfortunately, I'm not going to get $10 for inviting other people. Sadly, I'm not sure what the story is there, but literally by doing that, you can get up to $80 of free money in crypto, and then if you want, you can cash out, and then you can put it into your bank account, and then you can buy something else with it. Well, not your bank account. It also pays out to PayPal. So check that out. It's in the description. Health Babe, Silver Limey, what will be your first choice? First choice, I mean, for gold. Oof. Well, first of all, I probably wouldn't buy anything that is limited for starters, but I want to get a 1 ounce piece of gold at some point. And what would it be? It would probably be the 40th anniversary gold maple leaf. And there's a particular reason for that. It's my birthday this month, and 1979 was effectively when the gold maple leaf came out, or the anniversary of the maple leaf. And on it states 1979 to 2019. So that would probably be my first choice, Health Babe, would be the 40th anniversary gold maple leaf. 1979. Will Stalker says, meh. See, for me, it's got sentimental value to it, just because of the date. It's got my birth date on it. There's not many coins that have got that particular date on it, whereas the gold maple leaf has. Thank you. Good choice. Between modern and pre-33, what will you choose? Ooh, that's a tough one. Unfortunately, pre-33 here is expensive. The modern is cheaper, so I'd probably go modern. Something like that. Let's get an Algary gold. Yeah, I'd love that. I would certainly love that. Right, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you today. I just want to give everyone just a shout out in regards to those that have stayed behind. For those listening, thank you very much for listening. Really appreciate it. It's always great to have you here. Just some shout outs. We got Will Stalker, Health Babe. We've got Robbie Nationalist. Mellow Stacker. Mellow Stacker. We got Spectacular. Sucker for Silver. That's about Sucker for Silver. Michael Kettle, Rare Coins. I missed him there. He dropped in. Don't know if anyone said hello to Michael. Have a nice day, all. Absolutely, Health Babe. Sorry, Health Babe had a question there. Could be I would love to get a pre-33 gold piece, but I'll probably stick to this side of the world. It's probably going to be sovereigns. I'd probably get some circulated gold coins, which is probably my favorite. They've got a good spread of gold coinage here in Europe, and the site I normally use is CoinInvest. They've got a great selection of gold, and they've even got some American gold on there as well, but the premiums are just really high. Sucker for Silver says, "Hey HB, $20 Caronets are awesome." Oh yeah, I totally agree, man. They're a very nice piece. Sorry, he's just, even though you've adjusted to Health Babe, I certainly got you on that one. So I'll keep you guys there for a sec, but yeah, there we go. Thanks everybody. Sucker for Silver, thanks very much. Appreciate those listening. It's always great to do this, go through the charts and some news as well. So I'll see you all guys. Hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow. I should be available pretty much normal time. I just need to check just to see if the time allows. So I will put a community post just letting you know whether I'll be obviously I'm sure I will be, but just letting you guys know ahead in advance. But thanks for listening, everybody. Have a fantastic morning, day, or afternoon. Morning, day, afternoon. Sorry, morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. So thank you all for that. Clay33 just dropped in. You have a nice day as well. Thanks, Clay. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody. And I'll see you all